Okay.
Yep.
Well, thanks for being here this morning, this early in the course and this early on the day. I wanted to show you or model on becoming a conspiracy thinker. I work together with Nathalie. So here we go. The points we want to touch upon, first on background, the factors influencing conspiracy thinking, the model we created, some scenarios we created, then a little verification and some validation on the model, which actually still is running. Let's start with the background. Well, conspiracy thinking, to me, it always was somewhat of a magical thing. It was there, but you couldn't really see it until this year. We saw the cell towers being set on fire. We saw the protests to the corona measures. And even last week or last Tuesday, we could hear them during the presentation of our Prime Minister. So all these events actually triggered our interest in conspiracy thinking. And then we were wondering what makes people become a conspiracy theorist. So we went looking for literature, of course, and then we found some factors influencing the conspiracy thinking. Some of it is the amount of positive events someone encounters, and the bigger part is the sense of control that people have. So the sense of individual control, it means then. And by that, the literature means the amount of control one has over him or herself. So currently, when we have new measures, people tend to lose this sense of control as they can't decide for their own whether they want to wear their mask or not. Another part is the way in which people reason. Some people just have conspiracy theory reasoning styles, and they don't believe that things happen because they just happen. They always are seeking for a reason. And in this, well, also in the way of thinking, some conspiracy theorists have some psychopathological traits which influence their the way of thinking. Another factor is the sense, the perception of risk. Research showed that actually people who are conspiracy theorists do not necessarily see more risk when nothing is happening, but as soon as a stressful event happens, they get in somewhat of a vicious circle, and the amount of risk they see influences the stress, and the stress influences the risk, and that way they perceive the risk as a more severe risk. Another factor is the social group you live in, so your friends, which speaks for itself. Then, as I just mentioned, we had positive effects, events, but also negative events, which influence the way of thinking. Another part is the education. It doesn't play a really big role, but it plays some role in the conspiracy thinking. And a last thing is the isolation. So when people get isolated, like we currently are, we have less social contacts, and that makes that people are more open to conspiracy theories. And the last one, which is slightly connected to the perception of risk, is the stress that someone experiences. And all those factors decide whether someone becomes a conspiracy theorist. Some of these factors are fixed factors. They're just things, personal things like the education, perception of risk, and the reasoning styles. And other factors are more variable, like the amount of positive and negative events, the sense of control someone has, the friends you have, the stress and the isolation. they're all fluctuating over time. So we made a model of it. This is it. The friends, we modeled them in 2 world states, which get together, and this state seeks a balance between the 2 friends. We have the positive events on the top, we have the negative events on the bottom. Then we have the isolation in the middle, the stress down here, and the perception of risk also influencing the stress. The sense of control up there, oh, sorry. And we have the preparation state and the eventual state, which represents the conspiracy thinking. Those are the factors we have, we can control in this model. And well, you might miss the education and the sense of the way of thinking. We've used those in the connection weights and in some thresholds for the nodes. Then we made the model adaptive. We made 2 links adaptive from the SRSS, so your friends, to the preparation state, and from the stress to the preparation states, because we thought it would fit for those connections. Then we have 2, we made 2 types of persons, one CT person and one non-CT person. CT stands for conspiracy thinking. And I wanted to show in the model what factors we changed to go from one to the other. So first, the initial value of the friends you have. So when you are a conspiracy theorist, we model more conspiracy friends, and when you're not a conspiracy theorist, we model more non-conspiracy friends. Then we also change the sense of individual control and the stress. We change the thresholds of those, so increase them or decrease them. And we change the connection weights from the SRSS of the friends to the sense of control, and the connection weight of the sense of control to the preparation state. Then we also modeled 2 different settings. So first the CT person versus the non-CT person, but also more positive or more negative events. And we did that by changing the StatMod interval. We used StatMod intervals for the simulation of the friends. No, not for the friends, for the positive or negative events. Completely on the top and on the bottom. So that caused the following matrix. Here we have positive events for a non-CT person. So we can really see that the state of X10, which is a dark red line, is all the way on the bottom the whole time. And you can see the sense of control actually rising, and the amount of good friends is also rising. Here we have the same, but for more negative events. So you can see that the sense of control is still rising, but it's slower. And the amount of good friends is also still rising. Here we have a CT configuration with more positive events. And here we have one with more negative events. And I will get to them later. I'll get to them now, actually. You can see some differences. You can see the stress factors with more negative events having more steep rise than on the right side. There it's slower, but you can see that the conspiracy thinking, so the dark red line again, is actually still rising, and in this one too. So we still get, with this we wanted to show that the conspiracy thinking rather depends on the personal things than on the events happening from the outside. So we verified the model. We had a minimum accuracy of 98.8%, 0.5% and an average accuracy of 99.7%, which was quite good. Then we started to validate the model. We're actually still doing that because we ran into some problems. We wanted to optimize the sense of individual control state, the connection weight from the sense of individual control to the preparation state, the link from the preparation state to the stress, the link from the execution state to the stress, the link from the feeling of anxiety to stress, and the perception of risk to stress, the threshold of the preparation state itself, the threshold of the execution state, and the threshold of the stress. We did that for the CT person with more negative events. That's the model we used for the validation. So that was the original model. And with the new validated model or values, we got a model on the right. And the biggest difference you see is that the stress doesn't really rise, actually. It only decreases. And we were not really satisfied with that. So we are now still trying to make a better validation model and then see what happens. We would expect it to first rise, and then as soon as the conspiracy theory, sense of conspiracy theory rises, then the stress would decrease again, as that is what the literature states. So that's our presentation. Thank you.